Hello, and welcome to I Was Thinking. So, I have a lot of different jewelry and craft people on my Twitter feed. So, it's got me seeing all of these different really cool expressions of all sorts of stuff. So, I want to see if I can do the idea I have for reusing some of the stuff in my house. This is. Are you writing properly? Yes, okay. So this is just wax paper. And I'm just gonna draw like the most basic whatever. Like, let's make it a nice rectangle, right? Like, just to start out with. And I wanted to have some size, but not like a super amount of size because, again, this is my first shot. And I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go along. So we've got our template, and I have my hot glue gun sitting off to the side, heating up and ready. And a great way to hold my hot glue gun is in my cultivator. Great, right? I know. So that's off to the side there. And what I figured I could be able to do is have a use for all of my old nail polish. So what I'm going to start by doing is making a hole for it. And by hole, I mean a holder. So what this is supposed to do is I'm going to try and actually get to or within that line, which I started out doing way better, and blurbled it up. So I have the outline here now. What I want to continue to do is, of course, fill in the bottom. Just continuing. And I also wanted a craft to do that would be mildly inexpensive. If it becomes something I really enjoy, I hate my crafts being really expensive because then there's less opportunity for me to actually do it. Because I'm not going to spend a lot of money on pretty much anything. But there was a different craft project that I wanted to do for my birthday, so that's how I got my glue gun. So now I have a base, and it's not super thick, it's also not dry yet, but we have a base. So now what I want to do, and it being imperfect isn't a problem because part of the beauty of the way this should end up is the imperfections. So what I'm going to do now is try and go and create a pocket. Right now I have the bottom, and now I want to just go along the edges and try and create essentially a tray so that I will be able to go back in. I think for this part I'm going to have to keep it moving. And that way. And when I say all really old nail polish, I mean like super old nail polish. There's one of them in here that I've had since like high school, and I graduated high school in 2002. 2K2. Okay. So actually, so far, just looking at it with the pen mark and the glue is pretty cool, actually. I think it looks really super totes adorbs already. I think just to speed my life along, we're going to go with a little bit of the old tried and true and you know what might help you guys see better? It'll help us all see better. Yeah, I know. Look at it. What? She just went professional. Alright, so I can feel that it is a pretty good pocket, except for in a couple of weak areas. I'm going to just go in and fill those in a little bit better. Shore up the weak lines. Shore up the weak lines. And again, imperfection is part of the perfection. Okay, so now I'm going to show you all of the nail polish. See, you can see my composting stuff. But yeah, I just went into my storage area, i.e. other room in my house. And I don't want it to fall. I can't perfectly see, but okay. If I can see this, then you can see this, and we can see what we need to. I need to work on getting another light up here if I'm going to continue to do this. But, okay, so I'm pretty much just going to start booping along with colors and see how they held up through the years. Now, even the youngest one of these is going to be at least, at the very least, 5 to 6 years old. So, just to see how it even goes for being in there. And this is a little Sally Girl blob. 99 cents back in the day. I don't know how much it is now. That tells you how much nail polish I buy anymore. And the reason most of these are still here, and especially still intact, is because I worked at a establishment and I just bought a bunch of crap. I mean, it was really good to have. I liked the purpose of doing my nails, but I was never really good at it. But if I wanted to be able to do something, I at least... And I didn't have a plan for what this was going to look like until just a second ago. And now I know. We'll see if it happens. So I guess we're just going to test most of the Sally Girls first. just been in a bag with a whole bunch of cuticle oil, and I had an entire luggage piece designed, or not designed, but designated just to it. And I didn't even clean this off for you guys. This is real life, y'all. Real life. I was thinking about it. I decided to come in here and do it and bring you guys along with me. This is what we like. Is this the same color? No, it is not. It is close, but it is not. Okay, so that one did not. Oh yeah, that one did not make it. We will end up using that as like a texture brush for something one day probably. So that will go in the graveyard. Hey, 4 out of 5 ain't bad so far. And shockingly enough, it looks like some of the glitters did really good too. I think the glitters I'm gonna put along the edge. And then there were some that I saw that it didn't look like they were doing too good. And this is also, I think, the glow in the dark one. Yeah, you glow girl. So if this one does have any use left in it, I'll use that for something specific. We won't test that out now. And that is all of the mini Sally girls. So it gives you a look at what they look like, which is cool, and they all held up pretty well. Let's check out the bonbons. I do believe both of my bonbons are circa 2012 or 2002. Yeah, high school. So, ooh, living my life like it's gold bronze. Listen, or gold bronze. Gold bronze. It sounds like the powder. That bonbon held up pretty good. It doesn't look like it from the outside, but that's that's definitely some colorage right there. Right there, right there. You think I only have 2 bonbons. Which for girl back at the that is sticky. So this bonbon did not hold up as well, but for our purposes, actually not that bad. And truthfully, if I were trying to use this as a nail polish, just use a little bit of nail polish thinner with it and you're good to go. Boom, boom. And then I have a few other brands, so I guess I can try and keep all the brands together. But I can definitely bring out the one that I know for a fact is from high school. 579, y'all. I don't even know if that store is around anymore. But the reason I remember that this one is it is because it's scented, okay? Freaking jasmine scented. My friend Lori gave me this one. What? Oh my goodness. That's looking pretty good, y'all. Although, full disclosure, with how long I've had this, there is a chance it might have been thinned once before. I don't know, because I don't normally do that, because I normally don't care that much. I feel feel bad that I can say that, but I really don't. Really, I don't. Okay, like this one, I can't remember because I've had this shade. This is probably like my favorite shade of nail polish ever. This is the Wet n Wild. I think it's like blue denim or something. I've replaced this bottle of nail polish so many times and probably will forever just because if there's ever a go-to color for my life, it is this awesome cobalty, sparkly fabulousness. Which, even if it's been thinned, this bitch is old, okay? So even if they have been thinned, that means a little bit of thinner will stretch your shit out like you don't even know. Like birth canal stretchage. I'm trying to get the ones that are all by themselves really quick. Because there are a few. And then there are ones that have just like a couple that are together. Um, I pretty much know this one is toasted, so I'll use that maybe around the edge and see if I can get the stuff out. And that's pretty much the same for this one. Like I can see the movement, but I'd probably have to scrape the sides to get the glitter out, so I'll try that in a minute. Um, Actually, that's a perfect lead into this one. And yeah, another scented one, so that means this is from one of two times. Ooh, sorry. Um, that means I was either in high school or just after I turned 21. So not a long period in between those two. Still at least a good 10 years old, regardless. Because the only two people I know who would have had scented stuff and been crazy enough to give it to me is my friend Lori. And that exchange happened at the end of senior year, and most of it was stuff that she was like, I just don't use it anymore. So God only knows how long some of it had been there. They're both really silver. Sorry, I got like really into it for that moment because I was like, oh, I can make it work. Did you hear that? That was like a nice little pop. And I was like, oh, that was sexy. Okay. So with how super sparkly I got those to come out, I think I'm actually going to go back in with the Sally Girl one and try to make the other side really sparkle match. Okay, so getting into the single brands. That was a really nice color. That is definitely I'm wearing a trench coat, heels, and whatever else is dependent. Whether it's just my really cute smile, or it's some special clothing. Like, I have some really nice colors. Like, these two are probably, like, super favorites. Hello, Wisconsin. I just realized that I was supposed to be going small on this, completely forgetting that I had, like, 8 or 9 other colors over here. Because I went big in the paint on the glitters and just got all glitter painted. And this one's shimmery too. So I could probably, oh, wait, we're gonna fit it in? We're gonna get in where you fit in? What? Yes! Yes! These were actually in a gift set from my sister one year. I got this and makeup and you know, one of those sets. I probably still have some of the makeup too. I have really old makeup too. I need to do something with that because I have seen too many a thing for them to be like, oh my god, you have to replace your makeup, it expires. It's probably harboring so much bacteria. If you were to put it on your face, your entire body would die. China Grace. This actually was one of my favorite colors that I got, only because it started my turnaround on the color orange. I truly used to hate the color orange and yellow. I'm still not exactly a fan of yellow, but I'll wear it, and I will wear the ever-loving fuck out of. I'm sorry. Totally forgot to make this non-illicit. Whatever. Orange. Yeah, I seriously, I keep trying to give backstory to these. Oh yeah, this one. But then I just get so caught up in the drip that it's just I forget all about trying to say anything nice to you guys, and I'm all in the drip. paints. Oh yeah, this was during my green phase. Which doesn't actually look bad on me, but it's not like... And I never have to have an excuse to have purple. Ever. There's never anything wrong with having purple. Because purple is purple. I mean, seriously? Who would fight you over purple? Weird and crazy people. No. Somebody who doesn't like purple. Somebody who's vehemently against purple. I guess anyone against a monarchy? I don't bloody well know. Two left. Do I have the space? I do. I think I might have had... Okay, no. Like, I think at one point I have to actually make a list. I probably should have cleaned these. I had to make a list of all of my nail polish colors because I was overlapping. It's like my nail polish collection was starting to get serious. But it was never as bad as my hairbrush collection. When one woman owns over 20 brushes and she's not a stylist, there might be a problem. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for it to dry on the top at least a little bit and get kind of tacky. And in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy some color candy snacks. I'm going to try and spray off my hands with the water that I have in here for the worms. Because some of those bottles were not pretty. No, they were not. All these fabulous, tasty colors in my mouth while I'm waiting for these colors to dry. It's just so poetic. And tasty. That was good. I'm gonna take a drink of my nice beverage through the straw. Alright, I think we're ready to top. Getting a new glue stick. I'm figuring that even if it's drippy at any point, A, it doesn't matter, and B, if I go from the outside in, it should help it not to spill over the sides and mess up whatever pattern I might have tried doing there. Alright. Excuse me. That one was deep and throaty. So now I'm just going to go in, try to make sure that I'm really in all the spaces. Okay, now it's actually giving it kind of texture, which is cool. see if the wax paper was any kind of help at all. It doesn't seem to be just yet because just like I consider, oh, and it's still kind of hot. I had an inkling that it would be like this, which is part of the other reason why I'm using wax paper, because even if it's still, oh wow, like you see how it's got like texture and depth to it. That's really cool. I like that. And yeah, you can still see through it, which is cool. Oh, there was seepage. Okay. Now, I can either keep it exactly like this, which I'm mainly going to do, except I'm going to flip it over and just clean up these edges a little bit. Cool. All right. First one down the pipes. We'll see what I do with it. Thought it'd be interesting. Let me see if I can get one of the lights a little bit closer so it can maybe illuminate. Okay, that's it for this one, guys. I know it was a long video, but this was a long journey. Thanks for spending it with me. See you on the next one.